Good afternoon. In today's class, I'm going to review the concepts of finding the length of arc of a circle and finding the area of sectors. That one we will apply to the real world scenarios. And you may wonder what are these scores means. This is the statistics which is collected from the previous test. I see that the average is 52%. So, the topic for the day is, as I mentioned before, we'll be discussing to find the length of arcs and area of sectors. So, first of all, what is arc? What is sector? Means, let me draw a circle. As you know that this is the center of the circle. The line segment that is connecting the center to the boundary line of the circle, this is called as radius. This is called as radius. Now, I'm taking another radius. Now you see that the total length of the boundary line is known as circumference. The total length of the boundary line is known as circumference. Okay, but if I'm taking a portion of the boundary line, please notice that I'm not taking the whole thing, just I'm taking a portion of that. We call this one as arc. Okay, well, let me put it back. So here, this is called as arc. A portion of the boundary line. Now let me copy the circle once again. And you know what the radius is? I'm taking the other one. This is also radius. And just now I said that this is called as arc. Now, the area enclosed between two radii and an arc, this is called as sector. Then how to find the length of arc or area of a sector means it's pretty easy. So let's go to the next page. Already you learned how to find the circumference. Technically, that's the perimeter of a circle, and you know how to find the area of a circle. Okay, you know that circumference formula. Circumference equals to, it is 2 times pi times radius. 2 times pi times radius. Okay. Now, if you are taking a portion, I repeat, if you are taking a part of the boundary line, if you are taking the whole thing, yes, it is 2 times pi times radius. I totally agree with you. And if you are taking a part of the boundary line, what is the condition means? Then you have to look at the central angle. Here, let me take central angle is for time being theta. It's a Greek letter. So theta over, you know that the total angle in a circle is 360 degrees. Therefore, theta over 360. Again, I'm repeating. Please notice that we are taking a part of, please notice that if you are taking the whole thing, that is called as circumference, and we are taking a part of the circumference. Part means, you know that it is a fraction. A part of a whole is the fraction. So here a part of a whole is what is the part means the fraction. The fraction is the central angle over 360. Central angle over 360 times the same formula 2 times pi times radius. In the same way, let me draw the radii. The plural form of radius is radii. I'm taking radii. Suppose if you are considering, let's say this part, this seems, this one is resembling like a slice of pizza. If you are considering some part, right? Notice that this is not the whole. Okay, I'm not talking about the area of the whole circle. Suppose if I'm computing this one, then I have to make use of area of circle formula, right? But if I'm taking only this part, it is a portion, or it is a part of a area of circle, right? I repeat, if I'm taking the whole thing, then I have to compute area of a sector. Sorry, the whole thing is area of a circle. So let me write that area of a circle, that is pi times radius square. Pi times radius square. But you are taking a portion of that. You are not taking the whole thing, right? So just now I discussed that a portion means it is nothing but a portion means a fraction, right? Therefore, here fraction means the central angle over 360. What are the central angle is given? Like it could be 40, 50, 90, 100, whatever it may be, times pi times radius square. That gives you the area of sector. Okay, so let's quickly take a few questions. Let me draw a circle and another circle. Suppose if you are asked to find, let's say that the radius is, let me draw the radius to radius and radius. Okay, some 14 inches. Here is 7 inches. Oh, let me take 14. The same. So 14 inches. What is the circumference? If this is the question, circumference equals to 2 times pi times radius. What is the value of pi means? Pi value can be taken either 22 over 7 or you can take 3.14. Which one to take means, in fact, both the values are almost equal. If you take and divide 22 over 7, you'll end up close to 3.14. So which value to take means, it depends upon the question. If the radius is a multiple of 7, like 7 times 1, 7 times 2, 7 times 3, and so on, I see that 14. So it's a multiple of 7. So now, can you divide this one by 7 or not? That's what you have to think. I repeat once again, you have to see whether the radius is multiple of 7 or not. Yes, therefore take pi value is 22 over 7. You know, in butterfly method, 14 is divisible by 7. right? So 7 times 2. Now the computation goes this way. 2 times 22, 44. 44 times 2, it's 88. 88 inches. It's pretty easy question. Now, suppose if you are given an arc, let's say that this is 30 degrees, the central angle, and you are asked to find the length of arc. So length of arc equals to, we take the same condition, but the additional part is, please notice that the total length of the boundary line gives you the circumference. But if you are taking a portion of the boundary line, a portion means a fraction, the fraction is going to be central angle over 360 times 2 pi radius. Therefore, here, what is the central angle means? Please see that the central angle is 30 degrees. So 30 degrees over 360 times 2 times what to take pi value. As I mentioned before, it depends upon the radius. I see that radius is 14 inches. So this is a multiple of 7. So let me take a 22 over 7. So I'm a big fan of this one, the butterfly method. So 14 divided by 7, 2. So 2 times 22, 44 times 2, 88. So this is 88, and 30 over 360, 0, 0 cancelled. Then I can divide 3 and 36. This is divisible by 3, 3 ones are. This is also divisible by 3, so 3 12s, 36. Now 88 is divided by 12. So 4 times 3, 4 times 2, 4 times 2. Or else you can make use of calculator. You'll end up with 22 over 3 or 7 point. Let me divide quickly. 3 sevens are 21. 1, 0. So 3. So it's 7.333 and so on. You are done. As simple as that. Now, any questions on this? All right, let me take to the next one. I'm taking 2 more circles. This time, I'm taking the radius value, which is not a multiple of 7, some value. Okay, so I'm sorry, this is not the second diagram, the center is not properly plotted. Okay, let's say that this is 5 centimeters. This is also 5 centimeters. Now, the central angle is 60 degrees here, 60 degrees here. But the question says that find the area of the shaded figure. Find the area of the shaded sector. Okay. Just a small change. The first question is find the area of the circle. So if you are asked to find the area of the circle, let's say 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters. So area of circle equals to pi times radius square. So pi, what shall I take? Is it 3.14 or 22 over 7 means? I see that radius, it is 5 units. This is not a multiple of 7. So radius square, let's say that I am taking 22 over 7. Now, the next step is 22 over 7 5 square is 25. Can I divide 25 over 7? No, I can't. So, if you can't divide these kind of scenarios, if you see, don't take the value of pi as 22 over 7. I strongly recommend you to take as pi only because some questions I'll show you really quick an example. So, look at this question. In this question, find the length of major arc if the diameter is 14 centimeters. You look at the options. Sometimes they are given in terms of decimals, sometimes they are given in terms of pi. Okay, so I'll explain both the methods. Uh, let's leave pi as it is. Now, what is 5 square? It is 5 times 5, that gives me 25. Pi times 25. If you are given what is the value of x times 5 means, we say it is 5x, which means the constant is written in front of the variable. In the same way, pi times 25, let me write the 25 pi. Remember, this is the area, so the units are to be expressed in square units. Therefore, square centimeters. Now coming to the next question. You are asked to find the area of a sector. So area of sector means it is a part. It is a part of the area of a circle. So area of a sector equals to it is a part or a fraction means central angle over 360 times. We take the same rule, which is area of a circle rule, which is pi times radius square. It's very simple. So here I see that central angle is 60 degrees. Okay, therefore 60 over 360 times pi value, let it be pi. What is the radius here? It is 5 square. Okay, now think for a moment. Did I plug in all the values in the right manner or not? Actually, this is not the correct answer. What? I see that 60 degrees here, and that's what is plugged in the place of central angle. Then what is wrong? The mistake is it is not supposed to be 60 degrees. It is not supposed to be 60 degrees. Why not this is 60 degrees means? Because the question says that the other part of the circle is shaded. That means you have to consider this angle. You have to consider this angle. So what is the value of this angle means? Please notice that this is not 60. This is not 60 degrees. You know that the total angle is 360, and if this is 60, then what is the remaining value means? From 360, take away 60, then you'll end up with 300 degrees. Therefore, the central angle, it is not 60 degrees, this is 360 degrees. Oops, sorry, it is 300 degrees. Out of 360, you take away 60, you get it. This is how you will be tricked in testing. Well, now let me compute. Zeros are cancelled. I can divide both by 6 table. 6 times 5, 30. 6 times 6. Let the value of pi be in the same way. 5 square, 5 times 5 is 25. Here, let me multiply 5 times pi, 5 pi times 25. Technically 5 times 25, that gives me 125 over 6 pi. What are the units are there? Centimeter square. This is the answer of the area of sector of the shaded region. Okay. Any questions on this? Well, next question is, this time I'm drawing a circle, and let's say that this is the diameter, this is the diameter, and I'm taking only half of the circle. You know that this is called as a semicircle. Half of a circle is called as semicircle. Suppose if you are asked to find the area, let's say that diameter is given that 10 centimeters, and if the question is find the area of a semicircle. In fact, this is a very, very easy question, because I know that area of a circle equals to pi times radius square. Pi times radius square. And I see that here half of a circle is taken. Therefore, what is the area means half of pi r square. As simple as that. So, let me plug in these values. Half times pi times radius 10, radius square, so 10 square. Wait, did I plug in everything in the right manner? See that diameter is given 10, but you are plugging in the value in the place of radius, which is not correct. So this is another possible mistake when you take a test. So the blanket rule is, before you start any questions related to circles, you always check whether the diameter is given or radius is given. You know that radius is half of the diameter. Therefore, this is going to be 5 centimeters. Please notice that this is not 10. So, this is half times pi times radius is 5. So, 5 square. You know 5 square, it is not 5 times 2. It is 5 times 5. So, 5 times 5, that gives me 25. So, let me multiply the number part. 1 time pi, 1 pi. 1 pi times 25, that gives me 25. In the denominator, if there is no value, it's a very good habit to take the denominator as 1. So 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 1, that's 2. So 25 over 2 pi, that's the, oh, here centimeters, therefore this is the area. So let me express in square centimeters. But when it comes to the circumference, let me take another circle. Then this is the diameter. Then let me remove this part. So this is the diameter. Let's say that diameter equals to the same number, which is 10 centimeters. You know, always look at the question. If diameter is given, first compute the radius, which is half of the diameter. That's the first and foremost thing you are expected to do when you solve circle related questions. Okay, just I moved this one a little up. So Now, how to find the circumference of the semicircle? Then you may laugh and say that, come on, it's easy because if you take area of a semicircle, it is half the area of a circle, right? Therefore, what is the circumference of a semicircle means? Immediately you say that, oh, come on, it is, you take just half of circumference of a circle, oops, I'm sorry, circumference of a circle. So, you may say that what is the perimeter means? Perimeter means this is equals to half of circumference. You're done. So when you compute half of circumference, you'll be able to find only this one. But notice that you are leaving this part, right? Therefore, what is perimeter means? What is perimeter of this one means? You have to take half of circumference plus 2 times radius, or you can say that diameter. These two are one and same. Now, let me compute this part. Half of circumference is 2 times pi times radius. I'll input the diameter value in the next step. Anyhow, half of 2 means, half of 2, they gets cancelled, you'll end up with 1. So pi times radius, pi times, what is radius here? It is 5. What is diameter? It's 10. So it is 5 pi plus 10. This is the circumference. You may get a doubt. Is it 5 pi plus 10 equals to 15? Means the answer is no. It is as simple as algebra. Can I add 5x and 10? No. We can't say that 5x plus 10 has 15x. In the same way here, 5 pi plus 10, we cannot add. Okay. Any questions on this? Well, if you have questions, please email me. Let me go to the next one. In fact, in my previous classes, I explained this one. Why should you learn to convert radians to degrees and vice versa? Because the units in a circle, you know that the total angle is 360 degrees. But in the recent times, especially while using the trigonometry, we are measuring in terms of radians. Well, one simple fundamental you remember, that is pi radians equals to 180 degrees. Okay. For example, solve, I'll say that 2/3 of a pi is given and you are asked to compute this one, how many degrees. This is really simple example that in the place of pi, in the place of pi, what you have to take is just take 180, as simple as that. Therefore, it is 2/3 of 180. You may make use of calculator. So let me take the butterfly method. 180 divided by 3, that gives me 60. So 2 times 60, 120 degrees. Therefore, 2/3 pi equals to 120 degrees. That's the answer. Okay. Questions on this? Then you should get a doubt Suppose if you are given an angle, let's say that 120 degrees, then how many radians? How many radians? Okay, if this is the question, so what you do is 120 times simple fundamental is that you know that pi means 180. So what is pi over 180, pi over 180? Just now I said that pi means 180. Therefore 180 over 180, that gives you just 1. So if any value is multiplied by 1, it's not going to change, right? Therefore, pi means if you assume as 180, 180 divided by 180, then you'll end up with 1. So, now again, at this point, I'm using butterfly method. Then I can divide both the values by 10. So, 10 times 18 and 10 times 12. Therefore, 12 over 18 is left. Now, can you divide 12 and 18 means? In fact, if you type on calculator, it's easy. You can divide by 6, you can divide by 6. So 12 divided by 6, that gives me 2. 18 divided by 6, that gives me 3 pi. So 2/3 of pi. In fact, I have taken the same question. 2/3 pi equals to 120 degrees and 120 equals to 2/3 pi. Okay. So let me quickly jump to the next question. Really quick few questions. Find the circumference of the figure. Find the circumference of the figure. Actually, it is supposed to be this way. I mean, only the circle is to be taken. Okay. Okay. Right. Find the circumference of the circle. This is the question. So I see that here diameter is given. Please notice that the total length means say that from here to here it's given. So this is indicating the diameter. Always write the details. Diameter equals to, oops, it's not 10, it's 8 centimeters. Then the ground rule is always write what is the value of radius. Radius is half of the diameter, which is 4 centimeters. And the question is, what is the circumference? So, you know that circumference formula is circumference equals to 2 times pi times radius. Therefore, 2 times, what's the value of pi means? Let it be as pi. What is radius means? Please, you have to be really careful. It is not 8, it is 4. So just multiply the numbers. 2 times 4, that gives me 8. Therefore, it is going to be 8 pi centimeters. As I mentioned before, depending upon the options given in the test, first you compute this way. In case if it is expressed or if it is given in terms of decimals, plug in 3.14 here, then 8 times 4, 32, plus the 11, 24, and 1. So it is 25.12 centimeters. That's the circumference. It's a straight question. Next, coming to the next one. Find the area of the sector shaded area. Please notice that here shaded area. Shaded area means I see that this part is shaded, right? So area of sector equals to central angle over 360 times pi times radius square. See, If you want to get good points, always check. You pause for a second and check. Are you taking the right value of central angle? Are you taking the right value of radius? These two you have to check. I see that radius is 13. I see that radius is 13. Therefore, it is 13 here, pi here. What is the central angle? Is it 240 degrees or not? Actually, no. Because when the other part is shaded, then remember that this angle is missing here. The central angle is missing. You know that the total angle in a circle is 360. The total angle is 360 degrees. If this angle is not given, take away from 360 the given angle, then you get that 6 minus 4, 3 minus 2. So it's not, again, purposefully I copied 240. This is not the central angle. The correct central angle is 120. The rest of the calculations are the same. Times pi times 13 square. So 0, 0 cancelled. I can divide both by 12, 12 ones, 12 threes. Pi times 13 square, 13 times 13 is 169. As I mentioned before, it's a good practice to take the denominator 1 every time. So 1 time pi times 169, denominator 3 times 1 times 1, it's 3. So 169 over 3 pi. In case if you want, you can divide it and the units are these many feet, area for area, therefore it's going to be square feet. Really quick, the last questions, a couple of questions are posted here. Oh my gosh, I see that both the questions are the same. Let me see the diagram. 125 degrees, 125 degrees. Okay, let me read the question. Find the length of arc RS. RS means R is here and S is here. You may get a doubt. Can I take the arc, this one, length of arc RS? The answer is no. If it is more than half circle, usually it is mentioned as major arc, or usually it is indicated with 3 letters if it is more than half a circle. So length of arc, I know that the condition is length of arc equals to central angle over 360 times 2 times pi times radius. So what is the central angle means? You see that please notice that what are the arc I highlighted, the same central angle I am taking, therefore no need to take away from 360. Therefore it is 125 over 360, 2 times pi times radius is 4 inches. Let me grab my TI-84 calculator. It is alpha y equals to, then I'll get a fraction, 125 over 360 times 2 times, I'm dropping pi symbol, 2 times 4, the answer is 25 over 9. Therefore, here this is equals to 25 over 9 pi inches because length of arc. Therefore, this is the answer. The next question says that major arc. Major arc means which is more than half circle. which is more than half circle. See, the question seems to be the same. Now, do I know the central angle? Do I know the central angle of this figure, which means this is the central angle? No, I don't. Therefore, in such case, you have to take the total angle at 360 degrees, then take away the other angle. So it is 35 and 235 degrees. So this is, what is the value of this one? Means it is 235 degrees. Well, length of arc means length of arc is central angle over 360, 2 times pi times radius. So the central angle is not 125, it is 235 over 360, 2 times pi times radius is 4 inches. So let me compute on my calculator. 235 over 360 times 2 times, let me drop pi. So it is 47 over 9 pi inches. Okay, that's it from me for today's class. If you have any questions, please email me.